What is your favorite episode of Deep Space Nine? Is it just one, or do you have many? For me, In the Pale Moonlight, episode 19 of season 6, is one of my all-time favorites. After 3 months of posting casualty lists every Friday, Sisko's just had enough. He's decided he's got to do something to put an end to this war, and he thinks the best way to do it is to get the Romulans involved.
What we need to do is bring the Romulans into the war on our side. With the combined forces of the Federation, the Klingons, and the Romulans, we can finally go on the offensive.
That's the last thing the Romulans want.
That conversation right there, along with watching his people look over the casualty reports, was enough for Sisko to make his decision to do whatever he had to do to get the Romulans into the war. I'm pretty sure that there is no way Picard and Riker would ever have this type of a conversation. Picard, with being such a stickler for the Prime Directive, I could not ever see him plotting to deliberately manipulate an enemy into becoming an ally. Here is absolutely one of my most favorite characters from the series, Elim Garak. And going to Garak must have been one of the most painful decisions Sisko ever had to make. A spy, a terrorist, and just one hell of a liar. And because of all these traits, and because of his former activities with the Obsidian Order, he was the perfect one to go to, an outcast that could get things done. And it must have been just so painful for Sisko to rely on this man.
And it may be a very messy, very bloody business. Are you
in or out?
I'm in.
One of the things I absolutely love about this episode is throughout the episode, we see Sisko trying to justify his actions, trying to work it out in his head through his personal log, trying to justify his decisions and whether or not he was making so many conflict of interest decisions here. It was just amazing to watch the pain that this man was going through. What I love about this story is I can see some of this stuff happening in real life. Sisko goes to see Garak 3 days later to talk about the plan to speak to operatives and help them find information about Cardassian. Maybe they're planning something against the Romulans. And Garak says, yeah, I talked with them. Within a day of speaking with them. However, they were all killed.
What?
One should admire such efficiency.
Garak's plan to make up fake information regarding the invasion of the Romulan Empire by the Dominion, it was just another brilliant piece of story writing right here. And again, I can see this type of stuff happening in the real world. Get your enemy to believe that you have information about your other enemy and what they're planning to do to your current enemy that you're trying to sucker into your war. I can just see this type of thing happening. Arranging a parole for Grathon Tolar must have annoyed the living hell out of Sisko. I mean, what promise did he make Gowron to have this happen? So this sleazy guy Tolar is the only one who apparently can authenticate or make a video copy of a Cardassian optolytic data rod, and it's got to be perfect. So as I said before, this episode is probably one of my favorite episodes in the whole series because Sisko has to go through all these little dilemmas. He's just getting so sick and tired of this already. And now that Tolar has tried to kill Quark, Sisko has to go to Quark and bribe him to prevent him from pressing charges. And it's just killing Sisko, and Quark is just eating up every minute of it.
No. I think we can call it a bribe. And thank you, Captain. Thank you for restoring my faith in the 98th rule of acquisition. Every man has his price.
Look at Sisko's face. He looks like he could kill right now. Sisko's nightmare continues continues. Just when he thinks everything's about to get under control, things are calming down, Garak comes at him and says, well, I found a data rod, but the person who has it wants 200 liters of biomimetic gel. And Sisko freaks out and it's like, no. This is too much. I can't do this. But then, just as he says the deal's off, he comes back to Garak and says to him, okay, offer him less. How much pain must Sisko be in right now? He must really want to put Garak out an airlock. Trying to convince Renak that a forgery is real must have scared the living hell out of Sisko. I mean, like he said later on in this video, if it didn't work, the entire Federation could be plunged into war not only with the Dominion but with the Romulans. There were some scary moments that must have taken place here. So 3 days later, when Worf informs everyone that Senator Renak's shuttle exploded on the way back to the Romulan Empire after a diplomatic mission, and the Romulans now believe that the Dominion is responsible for it, and that war is coming to the Romulan Empire, Sisko puts it all together and realizes there's only one person responsible for all this.
You killed him.
That's right.
And what about Tolar? Did you kill him too?
Think of them both as tragic victims of war.
All the rage, all the hostility, all the pent-up emotions that Sisko had in him for the last 2 weeks all came out in those 2 punches that Garak took. Sisko was just so ticked off. And look, I absolutely loved this episode. I also have a feeling that poor Tolar knew he was gonna die. Sisko just had a hell of a 2 weeks dealing with these characters. As I said, this is one of my favorite episodes from DS9. And there's a couple more. Actually, there's a lot more, because DS9, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the better ones. TNG, DS9, Voyager, Enterprise, Deep Space Nine is my all-time favorite out of those. I'm curious to know what your favorite episodes are, and what did you think of this one? Drop your comments below and let me know, my friends. And until the next time, God bless.